Just in time for me to go on record. I would be comfortable with a motion to approve at 50%.
Yeah.
And if we could give that caveat about the Monona connection, and perhaps if that can be enhanced, we'd be more inclined in the future.
Yeah, I second.
That sounds good.
Any further discussion? Hearing, seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, nay. Abstain. Moving on to the next one. Sorry, I'm just doing the old school scroll. We are on Destination Madison partnership for $10,000. I will entertain a motion.
I would motion to approve. I think Destination Madison does a pretty good job, and I think it would be a very healthy partnership. It makes a lot of sense to me.
Mhm.
Is there a second?
I'll second and echo Colleen's comments. I'm encouraged by this one. I'd love to see that partnership enhanced. Again, Madison is such a huge draw, and if Monona could
Mhm.
be in that mix more, be in that promotional mix more, and I guess with Mesbah hopefully watching out to make sure we get our fair share, but it'd be good to have that partnership.
Any further comments or questions? Separate from Mesbah, I will say, I remember when Tourism Commission was first created, we didn't necessarily partner because it was such a high value and we didn't have such a huge budget. And I know the city always kind of had in the back of their mind, and I haven't talked to anybody recently, of once we had a larger volume of money, that connecting with Destination Madison would be a smart opportunity, whether it's through Mesbah or just city and directly. So I would imagine that this is a generally positive step from the city's perspective as well.
Sounds great.
All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, nay. All right. Discover Monona web app is what I have next on my notes.
So I believe,
Sorry.
oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
So I think, sorry, you have an entertain motion.
Yeah.
I jumped ahead.
Yeah, so it's discovermonona.com and Discover Monona app. They're requesting $12,166.07. I will entertain a motion.
So I believe they only now want 400 because they're not going to do the app this year. So motion to approve for $400.
Is there a second?
Oh, were you going to second, Teresa? I had a question. So
I had a question also, and I thought,
no, go ahead. You go first.
Colleen, was that something that Christine said at the meeting? I know
Yeah.
that she
Am
put,
I wrong?
I know that she put this much lower on her priority list, but I couldn't remember
Yeah.
the dollar amount. Okay.
Well, and also, so I think there was some confusion because she said, oh, well, the city now has an app, so I don't think
Yeah,
people are going to
it's not
download
the
this app.
same.
And it's not
Yeah.
the same, but it sounds like they're not going to be putting any time and effort into marketing
Yeah.
or updating the app. So
Yeah.
it sounds like they still don't need the money, and maybe in the future they will.
Yeah.
But it sounds like at the moment they just do not have the capacity or priority for it. And if I misunderstood, I apologize, but that's what I got in my notes.
That was gonna be my question. I was confused. I was among the confused on that, and shame on me for not following up, but I remember just thinking, we'll get back to that. I think it's a great idea, but I remember when she was going through the explanation, having like wait a minute, that doesn't sound like then we should be approving this whole thing. So I'd approve I'd second the 400. And I don't know to what extent, Mark, we're sharing comments with them when we.
Well, it's recorded.
We can share comments.
the app,
If you want me to say something back to them, we can. So.
And I can certainly relay.
Well,
any
that would be my
comments that
thought, is just maybe make a note on that. Just, we'd want to.
All right, so there's a motion and a second for 400 for particularly the website. Any further discussion, changes, corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. All right, and I'm abstaining. All right, Monona Community Media, and that's their partnership with getting some more pictures and stuff. So it wasn't using what Monona Community Media has, but they would be producing some new content. So that's $4,705 is what they're requesting.
I move to approve.
I second. I think this is a great idea. And it seems like a cost-effective way to get a lot of B-roll and good content to use for years. So
Exactly.
Any other comments, questions? Hearing, seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, nay. And abstain. And then MESBA's final one is the Monona Area Guide for $13,355.25. I will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right. Questions, concerns, comments? Hearing and seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Then I abstain. All right, we will move on to the Friends of San Damiano, which I will continue my abstaining. So they are requesting in this application $80,000, again, for kind of a 2-year spend. Is there a motion?
Just a comment before, because it sounds like there's a lot of enthusiasm, so I'm sure we're going to approve. But I just, so 80,000 seems to be for the entirety of the event. And as I was looking at the line items, I don't know, would it be appropriate for us to pay for a grant writer for them to supplement more costs that they don't even know are coming? Sorry about this. So it sounds like, I mean, yeah, would it be appropriate to approve the entire amount for the entire event? Because I know they need a lot of funds up front to get the artists, which is the crux of the event. That I'm completely supportive of. But we just don't know what other grants will be supplementing. And again, putting money for them to get more money, I don't know.
I think I had a similar question at the time was, I think we want to see this happen. But it sounds like some of this is on spec, so it was kind on speculation. So it's kind of like, how much do you need to get it going? And then you can come back to us, encourage the reapplication.
Right.
And I don't know that, I felt like Nancy, and again, Andy, now speaking to you as a member of that board, if that's all right. Do you have any comment on that? I think what my personal position is that I absolutely want to see this happen, and I want the Tourism Commission to be a big part of it. But because it's so far out, what's the down payment? And then could we make another investment when there's more known about? And maybe even it's more, like if they come back to us and say, we've raised X extra dollars, but now we've got this other opportunity. So I don't know. I guess that's where my head's at is, can we make a large down payment to give them confidence to go and encourage a reapplication, or will the board of the Friends, will that damage the event?
So I will be 100% transparent that I have worked very little on this event. So we have kind of the subcommittee, so I don't know the full details. What I would say is, depending on what the expenses are, a majority of what tourism provides is kind of reimbursement. I mean, it all depends on kind of the organizations.
Yeah.
So you could always approve an up to and add a caveat if you wanted to, that allows for that flexibility of them, not funding the whole thing and being able to come back, but having that resources necessary to get it off the ground if you wanted to kind of think about it in that direction. But unfortunately, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if this is the full entirety of the cost. I know it's not, because there are certain things that are not in there that I thought may be in there. So I'm guessing that there will be more costs associated. I don't know. I'm hesitant to say much more than that,
Yeah.
because I don't want to
I would. I think with the reimbursement nature of it, I guess my question kind of gets answered with that. I guess I'd be comfortable approving it, knowing that they've got to come back to us. But I know, I'm also supportive of what you said. I'm not sure we could dictate to them that they hire a grant writer, but I like the idea of them raising additional funds to ours and maybe
sure.
encouraging that.
Okay. I mean, the reimbursement nature, that does make a lot of sense. I just, okay. Yeah, I guess like Mike, I was a little concerned about how speculative the entire budget was.
Yeah.
So you say up to 80,000, that's the way you're going and reimburse.
But I think my motion is to approve the request. There's no need for a caveat because the nature of our grants are
Okay,
correct. They're on, we still want the receipts before we pay out, right?
yes, that's what we do.
Yeah.
So I move that we approve.
Yeah,
Second.
thanks. Yes, yeah, you beat me to it. Colleen.
Sorry.
There is no more Monona than this. I mean, it's incredible. I would say Aldo Leopold, that'd be the other one. I just, amount of good that's going to come out of this is hard to imagine. It's wonderful, absolutely spectacular.
Well, and I think it's an opportunity, and I'd say this to you, Andy, being so involved with it. I think it's an opportunity for the commission to make a show of commitment to the
Yeah.
Friends, to that new property for the city, and hopefully this gets it off and running in the right way.
Well said, Mike.
Any additional questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, nay. All right. And I have abstained. All right. Moving on to the next application, which is the wayfinding signs. For $15,000. Is there a motion to approve, or I'll entertain a motion, I should say.
I motion to approve with that I would like the city to keep considering small, cute infrastructure updates to our city with this money. I like it.
Say that again, sorry.
Oh, sorry, just that I think this is a good use of money for the city to use them for small infrastructure projects.
Yeah,
Oh, gotcha.
I'll second this motion to approve.
Additional comments, questions? All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, nay. All right. Moving on to the Monona Festival from the city of Monona for $20,000, up to $20,000 for overtime for the festival. Is there? I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Mhm.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right. Any questions, comments?
Yeah, just I was just scrolling through, and we don't have an application from the festival this year. Or
We do not. No.
Yeah. Okay, I just, in the past, we'd gotten applications for them to pay for the police. and
Last year's
fire.
from us too, it was the same way last year.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, we've asked-
There's a chance and, oh, did I freeze or did he freeze?
Defense.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I think there's a chance maybe in the future that the festival committee would probably have the responsibility to apply.
Yeah, and I know they're gonna be with Eric here fairly soon and kind of go over some stuff in the future. I think they're trying to set a meeting up, so I think in the future they'll probably ask them for the application.
We got you again, Mike.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm actually gonna turn my camera off. I got unstable internet, so hopefully that'll help. But I'm comfortable moving forward with this. I just recall in the past seeing somebody else present it, and one of the items for that was the police and fire overtime, so I didn't want to double dip on that, but we have a motion and a second already?
Yep, Colleen motion, Teresa seconded. Is there any additional questions, comments? Hearing, seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. All those opposed, nay. All right, that passes. All right, our final application is from the City of Monroe Fire Department for the training and equipment costs for the kind of disaster preparedness for $81,450. Mark, I know we reached out to Attorney Cole, or you did, and I don't know if you want to provide the clarification. I know I had conversations with him afterwards too, but
Yeah, I don't know if you want to do it because you guys kind of talked after I did.
yeah, so I don't have his email, but there was essentially 3 criteria that he looks at that needs to be fulfilled, of which he felt a majority of this fulfilled that. The one piece, and I know Jeremy's on here as well, but one piece that he was feeling didn't necessarily fulfill all the criteria was just feeding the participants and the food. You know, I kind of pushed back a little bit because I know we've kind of generally had some applications that could potentially go to food, you know, previously, whether that was race attendees or different things like that. But that was the one piece that he felt, you know, might not satisfy kind of those all 3 criteria that he was looking for under kind of tourism stipulations. But
And we did just approve an application where we're feeding people we're flying in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah. So again, I will say this now that we're being recorded as well, and we were recorded the last time I said this, is, you know, I'm fully supportive of this. And if this is what, and I don't mean this as a threat or anything, but like if this is something somebody wants to challenge, this is something that I'm willing to put my name behind for a variety of reasons. And so again, I would say from my perspective, I'm fully supportive of this as is.
I agree.
I agree, and thank you for following up on that question with Bill. And the good news is, as I read the application, it's only $2,100 of this large, you know, so if they do choose to call it out, it's not like it's such a tiny part of this grant, so.
Yeah.
And then again, this is also reimbursed, so they would send their, you know, stuff in to be reimbursed. Just want reimbursement for that amount.
All right. Is there any, oh, go ahead.
I just wonder if, you know, this is the first time our fire department has done something like this, and it just feels to me like a pilot program for something larger down the road, where we might host other communities coming into Monona for training of their. It's a fantastic opportunity for us to do this.
I agree.
I can answer that. This is truly a pilot. Thank you for considering, by the way. In case I'm sorry I don't have my camera on, but I comped off today, so I'm kind of working and sweaty. So I'm not going to punish you all with that.
My camera's cutting in and out too, so no worries.
But the idea is what we're doing here is hopefully going to rub off on Dane County, and more agencies pick up what we're doing because of the aggressive nature of what we're doing with our fire and EMS department. So the goal is, once this is done, we will have instructors on staff to be able to not only continue the training, but provide it to other agencies as well.
All right. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any additional discussion? Hearing, seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed? All right, that passes. All right, so that is the end of our applications. And
Andy, could
yeah.
I just ask one question now that we've approved? I'm just curious, the 3 criteria. Do you recall what Bill? Maybe we don't have to do it today, but it'd be great for us to have that as we look at applications.
Yeah, let me,
You know, because
I'll have to try to look it up, but yeah.
really next person will be here. We'll have a city administrator here in the next couple of weeks. the city administrator actually is the staff on this committee, so it'd be good for him. To kind of learn that stuff too, so it'd be kind of good, just in general, as a item on the next agenda. I think.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Maybe we can have Bill. And then again, I'm gonna work with Mark, and then obviously we're gonna work with all of our schedules. I think what will be wise is for us to kind of get a monthly meeting. We don't have to use the monthly meeting every time, but just so that we have something on the calendar that hopefully we can all kind of schedule around. That if we do need a meeting, at least we have something, kind of planned. And so I will work with Mark to get something scheduled. We'll have something before the fall. So when the new city administrator gets up and running, whenever that is, we'll have that person and then Bill Cole, and then we'll all meet together, because it would also just be, and maybe this one can be in person, or we can all meet each other and then also meet with the hotel rep as well. Because there's a lot of, well, Teresa and the hotel rep are new to this too. So it'd just be nice to get everybody on the same page. So good suggestion, Mike, and good question. So if I did the math right, just to kind of highlight, we approved 291,760 and 25 cents worth of grants today, which with a starting balance of 422,000, we now have a balance of $130,000, $239 and 75 cents. $130,239.75 is what our balance is.
Is that
So that's
balance ours forever?
Yeah, I mean, that balance will roll over,
Okay.
as long as it's unused. But that's also, balance that can be utilized throughout the rest of the year as applications come in.
And does a high balance hurt us when future considerations are being made in terms of, well, Monona's got a balance. It looks like they don't need as much money this time around since they're not using the money.
It's money comes from the room tax, like from the Airbnbs and the hotel.
There's no, okay,
So there's no, once that money comes in, it's ours for
okay,
this committee is the only ones that are authorized to spend it. So the city council or the mayor cannot say, I want X dollars amount. It has to come through as a
sure.
grant
Sure.
request.
Yeah, we're an unusual beast, whereas we don't get a budget from the city and the council doesn't, can't necessarily say what we spend it on.
I'm feeling a little drunk with power, actually.
It's five, yeah.
Well, that's you're experiencing the first time we felt that way, Teresa. We had little bits of money before, so
That is
The
We've
first
had to
time.
say no a lot more before.
No, all right, wonderful. Well, I'm feeling
I
so good
appreciate-
about this. We've got some fantastic Monona events, the fire department, Aldo, the San Damiano. This is fantastic. It's not just pass-through events. I mean, they're here in town. I just absolutely love that. It's great.
Yeah, and I think it's only going to grow from here.
It is, yeah.
All right, with that, thanks everybody for your time. Let me just double check the agenda just to make sure I'm not missing.
Are we
Discussion.
thinking future meetings would also be about this time frame, like midday Zoom stuff, which I'm fine with. I really like the idea of a monthly meeting. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I don't know if it would necessarily be lunch. It doesn't. We could discuss that
Sure,
of figuring out kind of a good cadence, and maybe we should wait until the new city administrator so they figure out kind of when their other meetings are
True.
as well, and then we can kind of figure out a cadence of that.
Find out
So-
tonight.
What was that?
They find out tonight, or at least they have the final two interviews.
Let's hope we're impressed and.
Oh, is that tonight?
Yeah.
Tonight we have interviews with city administrator candidates, yeah,
Final two.
so,
What is today? Today's Monday? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a long week already. All right. Well,
right.
thanks everybody for this quick meeting. Mark, what's the timeline on you notifying organizations aside from if they reach out to us, but
So I think we do a sign a form. It's something like a congratulations things and a form they need to sign. So I'll be doing that this week. So,
Okay.
Sometime this week. I'll notify they were approved, but then expect something in the mail to sign.
okay. Sounds great. Upcoming meetings, we talked about that, and I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Is there a second? Teresa?
Yes, sure, it has to be. me, yes.
All those in favor say aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay? All right. Thanks, everyone, again for your time.
Thanks.
Thank you so
Have a good
much.
week.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.